Hey guys, Nikki here, and today I'm going to show you a quick workout that you can do to target your inner thighs. Stay tuned. All right, so let's get into it. Just real quick, I assume you already know what your inner thigh muscles are if you're watching this video, but why might we want to target them from not just an aesthetic perspective, but also a functional perspective? So what a lot of people don't realize is for pelvic stability, a lot of the time we talk about your outer hip muscles, but actually you have this thing called a sling system. So to stabilize your pelvis and minimize the odds of knee, hip, low back pain and keep good posture and alignment, you want to target both the outer hip and the inner thigh because they work together to create pelvic stability and balance and also strength and power if, say, you're a runner or a heavy lifter. So all that you're going to need for this workout today is a ball. This one's pretty small, like maybe 8 inches. If you don't have a small ball, but you've got a yoga block or a foam roller, that will work well too. You just want something to go in between the knees. So to get started, you're going to lie down on your back, knees bent and flat. And then for today, since we're targeting that inner thigh muscle group or the adductors, I want you to grab your ball and pop it between your knees. Check that your feet are facing forward. Find the tripod of your foot, so the outside edge, the big toe mound, and the heel. And I just want you to start by taking a breath in, and as you exhale, don't go anywhere yet, but push your feet into the ground and feel how that gives tone to both the back of your legs and your inner thighs as you place a gentle squeeze on the ball. And then just kind of unsqueeze, release. Just try that one more time, pushing into the ground, feeling that little bit of tension or engagement in your inner thighs as you hover your butt, like my butt is still on the ground, but just ever so slightly off, so you feel how your glutes and your inner thighs work together. And then release. So now let's add the actual bridge. Take a breath in, exhale gently, push into your feet, gentle squeeze on the ball. This time, start to lift your hips up. Ribs stay heavy, pubic bone aims towards the ceiling. And pause here. And now, taking a breath in, exhale, slowly come down, keeping a gentle, subtle squeeze on the ball, but don't make it a thigh master. One more time like that, then we're gonna add on. Push into your feet, find your glutes, little squeeze on the ball, inner thigh engagement, lifting the hips up, ribs stay heavy towards the floor, abdominals engage. So notice even when you use your inner thighs, you use a whole bunch of other stuff too, and then slowly coming down. Integrating multiple muscle groups just makes it more functional. You also get a greater calorie burn and more bang for your buck out of the exercise. Adding on to that inner thigh challenge, push into your feet, gentle squeeze on the ball, lift the hips up, hold. And now this time I want you to exhale, squeeze, inhale and squeeze, little squeeze and unsqueeze. And what I feel here is my inner thighs engage, but I'm not squeezing so hard that my hip flexors are kicking on. So I'm almost wrapping my thighs into a little bit of an external rotation. And I'm really trying to find that whole line of my inner thigh, not just my hip flexor, to create this squeeze. You should start to feel some decent work in your inner thigh and your glutes and hamstrings. One more time, hold, and then lower the hips down. Nice work. So from here, we're gonna transition into a little bit of inner thigh work, lifting the legs. So you're gonna bend your knees in, grab the ball or roller or yoga block, set that to the side, roll onto your side, and just either use your prop to hold up your head or just under you. Bottom leg is out straight and kicked ever so. Top leg comes forward. We sort of like grab the leg here. You're welcome to do that. If it feels better though, just keep the. So real quick here, what a lot of people do is lift their bottom leg. I don't know if. And here, I've actually used my in my to lift, and I know it's a good. Not this. You actually want to keep space in your waist and use your bottom inner thigh. So think about keeping that top hip long. Press your top foot and top hand on the ground. Take a breath in. Exhale, reach out long through that bottom leg and then lift it up, trying not to shorten your waist. And you should get a lot more inner thigh engagement. Lowering it down. Just a moment. Take it. Just taking these at your own pace. Try not to rush them. You do correctly, you should start to feel a decent engagement on the inside line of that bottom leg. Try 2 more of that. To exhale, lift, inhale, lower. This time, take it up, hold. Do small pulses up. Teeny tiny. Feel and start to find some. Notice I'm not in here. If you slow it down, it should be easier to keep your top waist long so you can translate that. Flip on over to side number 2. Okay, so again, top leg comes forward, bottom leg goes out straight. And then when you're ready, you're going to exhale to lift, inhale to lower. And again, the biggest thing that I want you to be aware of is a lot of us are actually weak when we try to use our inner thigh this way, and we shorten our top waist. So try to avoid this thing. Really keep your top hip long, just finding work in that bottom inner thigh. Good. 2 more times. This time, take it up, hold it, small pulses up. See if you can take it up 1 inch higher than you think you can. And then you should really start to find a little bit of a quiver and some work in that inner thigh. Good, we'll go 4, 3, nice job. 2, and 1, hold it, and let it go. From here, I want you to flip onto your stomach. We're gonna find inner thighs with glutes one more time, but this time it's a little trickier. So you're gonna put one hand on top of the other, let your forehead rest on your hands. My head's gonna stay a little lifted only because I've got a mic on. Take your feet no wider than hip width apart, and to set your pelvis so you don't use your lower back, I want you to gently tuck under so you press your pubic bone towards the ground, creating space in that low back. From here, I want you to turn your legs out, a little bit of activity through the ankles, but relax toes. Breath and exhale, lift your legs up, and you're gonna beat the heels together. Quick little beats here. So again, I actually have to use my outer hip just as much as my inner thigh to do this. Keep those beats going. See if you can take your legs 1 inch higher, but maintain that pelvic tuck. Breathing in and out. 4, 3, 2, and 1. Lower it down. All right, so now that we've found the inner thighs kind of outside of gravity, both side lying and supine and prone, or lying on your front and back, now we're going to integrate that with some standing work. So it should be a little easier to find that inside line now that you've turned it on, but we're going to use it with some more functional motions like heel raising, which is a part of gait, and then some plie squats, which are a really good way to, again, target the lower body. So if you have your ball or your yoga block, I want you to grab it, and what you're going to do is you're going to put it just above your ankles and let your feet face parallel and forward if you can. Hands can go on hips or hang down by your sides, whatever you need. Check in that your knees are strong but not locked. So this is kind of the front view. I'm gonna do it side because I want you to kind of really see, well, we'll do both, what my feet are doing. So I want you to, again, find your feet, outer edge, big toe mound and heels. Notice how when you do that, it creates some activity both through the inside and the outside sides of legs. There's your hip stability. And then when you're ready, you're gonna roll from baby toe to big toe, lift your heels up, hold, and then slowly coming down. Good, again, roll baby toe to big toe, heels come up, and slowly come down. If you have balance issues, feel free to use a wall or hand on a chair. What you're gonna notice is, and it's much easier with the ball for me, I'm really kind of trying to keep equal weight through all 10 toes. I'm not rolling out onto my feet. So I'm not doing this. And again, with the ball, it's actually much harder to do that. So finding that inside line of the inner thigh, lifting up, coming down. Now, if you need a side visual, keep that going. I'm just gonna show you. You're trying to, and I'm probably not perfect, think about being an upright line as you do this. So when you lift, you're trying to go straight up like an elevator and then straight down. What a lot of us do is this kind of thing. We sort of drive the pelvis forward and let our ribs fall, or shoulders fall back. So again, think, stay right on top of yourself. You'll notice I couldn't even get up when I did it that way. Knees strong but unlocked, coming up, and then coming down. All right, stash your ball. Final thing we're gonna do here. Little bit of plie squats. So I want you to take your feet out to a comfortable stance, a little bit wider than your normal squat because you're gonna be pretty upright for this one. And if you look down, you wanna feel like if you bent your knees, your knee and your second toe would be in the same line. What a lot of us do when we go to plie squat is we kind of think dancer and we crank our foot out, but what you'll notice is now my knee is twisted and I haven't actually turned out from the hip. So that's not great knee alignment. So rather than doing that exciting turnout, I want you to think little less turnout in the feet, a little more turnout from the hips and glutes. That'll help activate the glutes and find the inner thigh connection. And now you're just going to slowly bend the knees down, staying nice and upright. And then exhale the mat, pushing the floor away as you come back up. Inhale, coming down, rolling the thighs open, and then coming back up. Now, if you kind of keep this nice moderate pace, what you're going to find is your inner thighs and your glutes come on at the same time. So I didn't say this really at the beginning, but if you're doing a lot of inner thigh work like this, I would also recommend working on your glute med and working on your outer hip stability. They're kind of the same thing. Let's go 2 more times. You should really start to kind of find your glutes as you do this. Good. Checking in that knees are kind of going out over the second toe. Come down, hold, find your challenge, soften the ribs, little pulses. And each time I come up, I think about pushing the floor kind of out. Nicely done. We'll go 4, 3, 2. Come down 1 inch further, hold it. Come on up and release. Thanks so much for watching. If you enjoyed this video, I'd invite you to subscribe to my YouTube channel. I put out new videos every week. Take care.